Hey guys, how are you doing out there? The longest journey we'll ever take in life is creating that bridge between our mind and our heart, really distancing ourselves from thought and what is inherently in our heart. Oftentimes, as we're entering through transformational work, we start to get self-doubt about what is actually coming from our heart and what is actually a creation of our mind. And our mind has a very, very succinct way of allowing us to self-sabotage and fail ourselves. We often feel, our mind usually fills us with thoughts typically surrounded around fear. Our heart really is our heart center and is really an intuition, is a connection to our soul. Oftentimes as we are going through life, we get disconnected from our heart and our mind, and we start to create a longer gap in between that. So as we're going through life and as we're making decisions about life and living and relationships, we tend to bounce between the two. And oftentimes it's very difficult for us to know the difference between one or the other. So one sheer way to be able to help this phenomenon is to learn how to reconnect back into your heart, to reconnect to yourself by stillness. And really it's by creating a ritual of tuning into yourself and by quieting the mind. So typically things like meditation or meditative walks. And this doesn't mean you have to sit like a Buddha and sit still for 20 minutes. Oftentimes just sitting and just watching a leaf blow in the wind is something I learned really early, even before implementing meditation. So what it does is it allows us to connect back to our heart. It connects us back to ourselves. And this may resonate with you. For men and women, it's a very different experience. For women, it's very challenging in some ways because there is a difficulty for you to bounce between knowing the difference between one and the other. For men, it's even in my experience, my personal experience being a man, is that challenge is even greater because oftentimes throughout our entire life, we're actually taught to suppress emotions. We're taught to repress and distance ourselves from our hearts, even at a subtle ways, like being asked to be a man and not cry and not have emotions. But that's a separate totally video. So that being said, this is the difference between the two genders, but it really comes down to one fundamental thing, is to be able to, in order for us to be able to make decisions and live a life that is heart-centered, we need to be able to reconnect to our authentic self, to reconnect to our values, to reconnect to what is important to us, reconnect to our emotions, and moving away from the mind. The mind has, like I said before, has this way of not allowing us to win. It'll put us in a fear-based decision-making process and sometimes gets in the way of our intuition, which the intuition is derived from the sense that we have in our heart. The self-love journey, reconnecting back to us, accepting and healing parts of ourselves, will allow us to make more heart-centered decisions with less stress, less anxiety, and more certainty, definitely more certainty. So I hope that really helps differentiate between, getting the mind separated from the heart and understanding when it is the mind that is working and telling you stories, and when it's the heart looking out for your best interest and tuning into your own internal intuition. I appreciate that and appreciate your time, and we'll see you next time.